What's up, y'all? Good morning. Hopefully everybody doing well. Hopefully everybody having a good day. I'm all right. I'm having a blessed morning, right? So, I'm on my way traveling. I gotta go to New York. And, I've been having these very, very good, like building conversations with my clients in the shop lately. And I don't know why. I don't know. One thing that I do know is that over the past couple weeks and dealing with what I'm dealing with, I've grown, or it's been brought, let me say this, I've realized that I need to have a little more patience with people, right? Because I think I want people to have patience with me, right? So what do I look like wanting people to have patience with me, but not having patience with other people, right? So I started doing that, and I started just being a little more nice to people, a little more of, hey, how you doing? You good? Okay, all right. I like your sneakers, little things like that. Because I know that when we hear that stuff and we're dealing with something emotionally or mentally, or we feel like our life is messed up, when we hear that type of stuff, it means the world to us. It damn near makes us think, damn, how he knows what I'm going through, right? When we don't know, when I don't know, I'm just doing it to be nice, right? But it damn near makes us think, damn, does he know what I'm going through? And then it'll make us think, damn, he's being nice to me he has to, and it makes us think like damn near God sent this to them, right? When in actuality, I just know what I'm dealing with. So I'm going to be a little nicer. I'm going to be a little more patient, a little more outgoing with people. And I've been doing that. And, we reap what we sow. So many times we hear that in the negative connotation. But believe me, it applies in the positive as well. I promise you it does. So, with that being said, it made me think, and I had this conversation with a gentleman yesterday in the shop when I was cutting his hair. Steve, what's up? You said you watched the channels. You said, look, I know what you're going through, so thank you. And we're two completely opposite ends of the spectrum. We would have never met if he wouldn't have happened to come into the shop one day. Just because we're, he lives one place, I live another. We have totally different lives. And I'm grateful for that he came in and we met and became friends. So it made me think, it's easy to do the right thing when the right thing is happening in our lives, right? Then it's easy because we're sort of seeing the fruits of our labor. Things are going good. It's easy to smile when things are good, right? What happens when things start going wrong, right? What happens when we work hard to get this promotion at work and they pick somebody else, even though we know we work harder than that person, right? What happened when we want that apartment, or we want that home, we want that car, and we get denied for the loan, even though we know we would have been a good fit, right? What happens when we dedicate our life to something and it doesn't go the way we want? What do? Right? Do we still remain positive and faithful and do the right thing? Or do we say, you know what, fuck it, I tried. I'm gonna just give up now. Do we do that? I know for me, I've done both in the past, right? I've done both in the past. And every single time I gave up, I regretted it, because it meant that I had to start again down the road. And all that time I spent giving up and feeling sorry for myself and, making excuses and being destructive instead of productive, took me back steps. So when I got over it and decided, you know what, I'm going to do the right thing from here on out, forget about what happened. I didn't start where I left off. I started 100 yards back because of all the destruction that I did, right? So it's easy to remain faithful. It's easy to remain optimistic. It's easy to remain hopeful when things are going our way. But what happened when God says, nah? Right? What do we do when God says no? Because essentially, I believe that's what's happening. When things don't go the way we want them to, that's God saying no. And it doesn't mean he's saying no forever. It just means he's saying no for right now, which might be a week, a month, 6 months, a year, whatever, right? And sometimes it means he's saying no forever. But what do I do then? Right? Because it's easy to be faithful. It's easy to be understanding and all that when shit is going my way. And I think it's also most important to be faithful, to be optimistic, to be positive, to be constructive when things aren't going my way. Because that's when I stand to lose the most, right? That's when I stand to lose the most. Let's say if right now, if instead of becoming more patient, I become less patient. And I become, you know what? I feel like my life is in shambles, like my life is falling apart. So I have every single reason to be an asshole to people. Right? And in my head, I do. But in my heart, I don't. I stand to lose everything. I stand to lose relationships, friendships, my freedom, my life, everything. My dignity, my integrity, things that I worked hard for. I stand to lose all that if I digress, right? So think about that. Everybody that's going through something right now, and it's so easy to mess up and do whatever we feel like doing, because we're always going to have a reason to fuck up our life, right? We're always going to have a reason. Our life is never 100% perfect. At least mine ain't. And I was having this conversation with one of the workers at the shop, and I said, yo, we're going to have a reason every single day to get high. I have a reason every single day to get high, right? But I know that if I decide to get high, I'm not going to magically make my problems go away. That's not the way it works. I'm going to compound them, and they're going to multiply. And now just dealing with my wife leaving me, I'm going to be dealing with my wife leaving me and the guilt of getting high and all the destruction and me not being able to stop and all that other shit. That's just the way it goes, right? So ask yourself, what do we do when God says no? What do we do? Because that's when it's time to be the most patient, the most kind, the most loving, the most understanding, the most forgiving. Right? So think about that. Ask yourself, what do we do when God says no? Because I'm a firm believer in whatever, if something has our attention more than God does, right? That God is going to take that from us. And it doesn't mean he has to take it forever. It just means he's going to rearrange shit, right? Because he's going to tell us, hold up. Without me, you have none of this, right? So let's remember to keep God first, right? And every time I've done this in my life, every time I've done this, I put stuff before God, I've always found myself getting shuffled around, because I have to remember that without him, none of this exists, right? Without him, none of this exists. And times in my marriage and in my life when I've strayed from God, nothing good comes out of it. Nothing. So ask yourself, it's easy to be obedient and faithful when God is saying yes. How about when he's saying no? Food for thought. I thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Please continue to keep me, Rachel, the kids, everybody in prayer. Please and thank you. And if you watch this, love you. I miss you. I hope you have a great day. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient, Joe. Thank you.